Hey, it's episode 70 of my blind RS3 Ironman playthrough. I had a short one last week due to a weird mini quest, so this week is going to be particularly long. We're going to do two pretty big quests, Fate of the Gods and the Mighty Fall. I'm also going to be opening with a pretty miserable mini quest called Mahjarrat Memories that I started last episode. It takes me like 7.5 real hours to do this stupid quest, so I hope you enjoy all the lore dumps from that. I also have really, really long rants for my quest summaries in this episode, so see it, I guess, as a preview for things that are going to be in the RS3 video essay. I have a lot to rant about in both of these quests today. I hope you enjoy the episode. I have enough for one. Oh no, don't tell me I can't overcharge it. I just wanted to overcharge it and just get all 7,500. Oh, Jesus. So I have to leave and do each one of these one by one. Okay, well, I can always come back here. I guess I'm going to use up my colony teleports. I wish they would standardize some of this stuff, right? Because like the woodcutting outfit is 20 teleports per day, and this one I think is 3 teleports per day. It's fine. It's not a long walk from Castle Wars. It's just dumb. Okay, I checked the wiki and where I'm supposed to use these. I guess it's a bunch of locations that are unique to certain Mahjarrat, so I'm just going to follow the wiki guide. So there's one in Narda for Wahisiatel. Wahisiatel, I can say his name right. Ali the Wise, on my way. Kind of funny that Ali the Wise is still here. He doesn't get a new anything, it seems like. All right, so I do operate in this room. You need to return it to Karshai for transcription before you can recharge the device. Oh my god. Just let me do all 2,500 at once, game. Come on, it's only kind. This is gonna take a while. Okay, Karshai, tell me all about Ali the Wise. Okay, no like cutscene or anything. This XP is all like completely wasted. I think they might be adding 110 divination, so it won't feel like completely wasting my time, but Mother Ma. So Mahjarrat comes from Mother Ma. So this isn't actually about Ali the Wise, I guess. This is specific to this quest. Oh no, it is. It is Ali the Wise. Okay, so it's about them not believing that Ma is a real person, not believing that Muspas are real creatures, and how they got recruited by Zaros, essentially. Apparently Zaros actually just believed in Ma. Wonder if Ma is one of the elder gods with a 3-letter name, right? I do like the word syzygy. I don't get to see that very frequently. Alignment of stars, right? 3 stars. Next engram I'm doing is the Zamoragol one because it seems kind of annoying. I thought I'd take this opportunity to point out how much I have from wrapping paper because I haven't used any of it. 310k. Not using that. If I could turn it off, it would be great. I hate that it keeps popping up in my log. Although the gathering energy part of this quest is extremely annoying, this part where you have to make... Like, I have to go back to the Zamoragol dungeon with the Ravenous Locust pouch and the insulated boots. I think that's kind of cool. But clearly I forgot an item. Oh, I forgot to bring a pouch. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so having to revisit these areas, learn about the Mahjarrat, kind of cool. Gathering a bunch of energy in between steps and not being able to gather it all at once, kind of sucky. Talking to Heartwind to go back to Zamoragol's base. Yep, I'm ready. Let's go. Trapdoor. Alright, it's somewhere in here. Okay, we squeeze through the pipe, which is why we need the insulated boots. We don't get zapped. This was a cool quest. Was this Heart of Arav? Curse of Arav? The one with the heist. Pretty cute. Decent use of summoning too. A few. He just gives it to me here. This being kind of a pain in the ass is actually kind of neat, I think. All right, anger meter. Back to Karshai. Okay, off we go. Really funny to me that this Mahjarrat guy just like lives in the basement of the helmet shop from now on, because that's where he was. It made sense he was there before. Mahjarrat memories. I have a memory for you. All right, let me summarize what's up with that. I talked about Zamorak and why he was banished by the other gods. They're saying that Draken was promised the whole region of Hallowville, which is Mauritania, which is cool. Lucian was promised 4 and 3. The Sutzeroth who ruled the Avernic demons were not so easily swayed. Amaron and Zebub. Okay. Talking about Zamorak successfully defeating Zaros, becoming a god, and a bunch of the other gods basically driving out the Zamorakians. The history of how Zamorak then comes back to Galenor in the future and starts the God Wars. Okay, got it. Okay, doing Azanadra next. Okay. Back to Karshai. Azanadra. Okay, so Azanadra is talking about how Zaros didn't actually get defeated, that he's still communing with Zaros, and that he wants to be Zaros' vessel. I don't know why we're so like teamed up with Azanadra. He doesn't seem like a good guy, but I guess we'll see. He does cheer me on at Archglacier for some confusing reason. All right, so there's 2 things I have to do in Anakra's temple, so I'm going to try to do the more annoying one first. That's Akthanikos, somewhere in the back. I'll try to track it down. Yeah, so we pass through this barrier and then go up the ladder. And then I think I can get Akthanikos. Okay, I have to go in this room first. Just a throwaway scene in Anakra's Lament. It was pretty funny. All right, I gotta go talk to Karshai. All right, what is our Akthanikos book? Do they have a good idea for this guy? I guess I'm increasingly getting the sense, and this is true in archaeology too, that like the Zarosian Empire is kind of like Rome, essentially. So Zaros is like a conqueror, but he's not like Satan, like Zamorak. Although Zamorak, they're trying to make out to be less like Satan as well now. Yeah, it's talking about Sentistan, and as their society advanced, they started focusing more on like taking care of each other and making a utopia, as opposed to like continuing to being conquering military guys, and Zaros seemed fine with that. All right, I have a bunch more of these to do still. All right, this one's in Nakra. There we go. We gotta turn it in. I think if you could just charge this up to 7,500 and then get all the memories at once and then turn them all in at once, this quest would feel a lot less tedious. All right, let's see this Anakra book. Painful getting all this unnecessary dungeon or divination experience. I hope they do increase the level cap on it, because I might actually be able to get to 110 pretty quickly. Right, Anakra's talking about how Zamorak got the other Mahjarrat on his side. He told Haziel that Zaros was unfit to rule. The Lamastard, who I don't think we've met, said that we were warriors once. We're now soft and pampered. I guess that connects to the Akthanikos thing about how their society became soft and pampered and not warriors anymore, and Zaros is fine with it. Zaros' way is that of order of stagnation. I guess like I see Zaros as like lawful evil, or maybe lawful neutral, but like the villainous kind of lawful neutral. Destiny of every Mahjarrat to rule. Raise Zamorak. Okay, got it. Bilrock is next. That's just here in Demonheim. Here we go. All right, Bilrock. What we got? They keep referring to a plane Frenesque. It's the plane of the Mahjarrat, I guess. The neighboring Ma Surat and the Chelon Ma. Yeah, they're talking about how they have access to more powerful magic on Gielinor, and that they have like a natural selection thing that, you know, they're constantly calling the weakest member, so whoever's remaining is stronger. Ixthlarin and a Masket like beg them to come to Gielinor to govern humans. That's really odd. Apparently, when they decided to leave Frenesque, their homeworld, the volcano erupted. They had to like escape. Next up is Haziel. I assume when this quest came out that this was like a big community event to figure out all the places you were supposed to go. Some of them are pretty obvious, of course. Like Haziel, right? But I imagine some of them are a little bit less obvious, like Ekthanikos. The fact that you have to go so far into the Zamorigal dungeon to get that one is kind of crazy. I have to like stand right next to this thing. I have to take the raft, okay. Oh, this is the Haziel cult. It's so hard to take quests like this and, like, you know, take General Khazard seriously. Okay, Haziel. Do you have anything interesting to say about Haziel? Complaining about being on Gielinor. Okay, let me read through it, though. Actually kind of cool. These creatures are disgusting. When a human needs to replenish itself, it tears and consumes the flesh of the dead. They push the meat into their mouths and physically absorb it into their bodies. Worse, they have a strange taboo against the consumption of other humans, as if sullying themselves with the flesh of a lesser creature rather than appear was somehow better. Okay, that's kind of neat. So some of the Mahjarrat occasionally drink and eat and then throw it up later. Is this just here to like make up for the fact that there may have been prior cutscenes where they're seen eating or drinking? It's cool either way. Talking a lot about the Chthonians, which I think are like from the Abyss, essentially. I've never seen an Avernic eat. Generate the energy they need within themselves. They leak power constantly in the form of heat pouring from their bodies. That's why they combust on death. That's pretty funny. Put an Avernic in a cistern could heat the water supply to a whole building. I should investigate this possibility. This Haziel one is my favorite one so far. I had a lot of it on screen here, but you should look it up if you get time. Haziel's memory, it's good. Lucian's next. Looks like it's just in his house, which I know very well because I can't get in there on my Bonfire Man account. Keeps me from completing this chunk. Interesting that once Lucian leaves, they replace him with a local mage. Huh. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Alright, let me turn that in. Gotta teleport back to the Fremennik provinces. I'm not showing you every time I'm gathering, but it's, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes of gathering per memory. There's 14 total memories. Obviously, it's a bit slower since I'm using the vacuum, but if I wasn't using the vacuum, then it would just be a total waste of time. It would just be just to complete this quest, and I'd be wasting all the energy I'd be gathering anyway. All right, what's Lucian complaining about? Talking about how Lucian was jealous of Zamorak for using the Staff of Armadyl against Zaros, but this is really funny because it's still incredible that this like important artifact is in the Temple of Ikov, which is such a like rinky-dinky quest where the staff's just like lying around on a table. I feel like if they're gonna remake something, don't remake like Cook's Assistant and Prince Ali Rescue and Black Knight's Fortress. You gotta remake Temple of Ikov, guys. That's like the sand upon which your castle is built. It's talking a little bit about Vigora, which is the, I think that's the guy from the Curse the Empty Lord or whatever, Curse of Zaros, the ghost line around the world. It's coming up with some weird reason why they're all like undead forever. It's fine. Well, this poor guy, Brother Samuel, has to hold my invitation
box. Would you like it back?
Forever. And they even recorded voice acting. This poor fucking guy, man. He doesn't have anything to do with that quest. He's just here. He still has a blood stain on his head. Oh, what a poor guy. Somewhere in here I have to use the anger meter for Sliske. They're kind of mean about it. Just like, let me just do it when I get in the zone, right? Does it have to be here specifically? Okay. Oh, this one's purple. I guess because he's Zerosian. Theoretically Zerosian. Alright, what's going on with Sliske? Praefectus Praetario. Took the confessions of many beings from many worlds. None were quite so interesting as that rambling Chthonian. Beast was all slobber, tentacles, and procrastination. Chthonians are cannibals. Their system implicitly encouraged the use of legal trickery to entrap and then earn the right to devour one's peers. Okay, so he's talking about like a like an abyssal lord, a Chthonian lord. Hostilius is like a big bloated monster that Zaros is really tiny compared to, and asked for some like abyssal demons to join him. Zaros did, and in exchange he offered to teach the Abyssinians, the Chthonians, how to travel between worlds to devour more things, which seems like a bad idea on Zaros' part. Okay, so Hostilius tried to do some lawful evil, like legalese bullshit to try to trap Zaros. Zaros apparently did even better lawful evil legalese to Hostilius and got a really good deal instead of getting screwed. This is a very odd... I guess there's a lot more going on with Sliske than there appears to be going on in the one mission we've really gotten to interact with him in. We get to sort of interact with him in World Wakes, but not really. Most of what I know about Sliske comes from Missing Presumed Death, where he kind of comes off as like a petty Kefka, petty Joker character. But I guess he took confessions as Perfectus Praetorio. Okay, we'll learn more about Sliske, I'm sure. I'm open to the idea that Sliske is cool and well written. Somebody in the YouTube comments for Missing Presumed Death pointed out that, like, yeah, you know, Sliske doing insurance fraud after killing God is, like, kind of his deal. That's cool. I don't hate that. That's actually kind of a fun characterization thing, but unlike Carapac, I don't think they really gave me who Sliske was very efficiently. Right, I have no idea who the rest of these Mahjarrat are. It must have been a pain to track these down when the quest first came out. I guess I know who Jalin is. Jalin's from Tale of the Muspah, but Mizark, Palkira, Lamistard, Ralvash. Funny you get this literally from where Azanadra is standing, but I guess we already got Azanadra from the pyramid. Okay. Alright, what's Mizark's deal? Okay, so Mizark was a pontifex and also a civil engineer. Okay. Zaros taught the humans how to farm and brought about industry and agriculture, widely regarded as a bad move. Okay, so Zaros taught them how to make aqueducts. It's Rome. I got it. Zaros is like a godly Caesar, basically. Zaros also brought like plumbing and sewage treatment and language. Okay. All right, this one is Jalin. And I gotta go back to Relica. Oh, did that not trigger? Where does it want me to stand here? Wow. Just let me stand anywhere in the island game. Okay. All right, let's see what this Jalin book is all about. Okay, so it's saying that Zamorak Wahisiatel, there we go, Azil and Zamoragal were legatus, and then these guys were all lieutenants to them. Then Azanadra, Mizark, Palkira, Bilrock, Anakra, Nabor, and Jalin were pontifex. Pontifexes? Pontifices? Pontifexes. There's Sliske and Trindine, but I don't think Trindine is one of the ones on my list here, so I don't know who that is. Zamorak was Legatus Maximus, and Azanadra was Pontifex Maximus. Okay. This one's Palkira. Okay, got it. Okay, I have no idea who this Mahjarrat is. Palkira? Let's see. Okay, it's talking about Infernus, which is the plane of the, like, demons. They're definitely doing a thing here where the Chthonians are, like, lawful evil devils, and the Infernals are, like, chaotic evil demons, sort of. Okay, and it also mentions the Avernic, which sound like they're supposed to be neutral evil, essentially, but Zamorak got them on his side in his rebellion against Zaros. Okay. As most humans only know about Avernic demons, not the Infernals and the Chthonians. Chthonians are still in the Abyss, so I guess that's what an Abyssal demon is. There was one attempt to summon them in the facility at Vigorous Folly. I wonder when that comes up, if at all. Okay, this one's Lamistard. All right, turn that in really quick. Okay, what is this one's deal? There's disagreements as to whether Zamorak represents pure chaos or not. Anti-authoritarianism became a byword of Zamorakianism. Okay, they're really trying to make Zamorak not into just like Satan. Talking about the way they started building a mythology around Zamorak after he had been upjumped to a god. That's kind of interesting. It's saying that Lamistard was loyal to Zamorak but didn't like believe in the cult. Like treated him as like a, I guess, a natural god as opposed to an actual god worthy of worship. And kind of interesting. Okay, I think this is my second to last one. Let's open it here. And I'm going to see if it lets me continue to charge the engram meter. Oh, yeah, you got to go turn in the memory first. Of course you do. I tried that earlier and forgot because it was so bad. All right, let's get this one. This is for Ralvash, who I also have never heard of before. Let's see. What does this say? About following Sliske and Duke series to the gates of Karid. Oh, my cat just unplugged my capture card. They're saying that their life was much better than it was on Fernesque. Sliske had been playful. The relative decadence of human society and near limitless power of our new positions provided an avenue for the very worst of his perversions. Sentison had a playhouse. Okay, like that kind of a playhouse. I was confused. That sounds kind of interesting. So Sliske like literally just controlled the actors personally and had them stab each other to death. This really isn't about Ralvash. This is about Sliske. Okay. One of the players died, probably of some disease, in the middle of the performance, but the mask was able to animate his corpse as easily as his living body, and the show went on. Okay, yeah, Sliske is pretty fucked up. He's a drama mask. He's a tragedy comedy mask. Got it. All right, God willing, this should be the last memory. We just do it here. Karshai's memory. So vivid. Brought me one memory from each Mahjarrat. Most of these memories seem to be ancient. Nothing about their plans. Dissenting memories, because Mahjarrat are already dead. Are you more powerful now? Okay. Back to our homeworld of Fernesque. I can't see how you would ever have the opportunity to visit. You must be visiting Fernesque soon, huh? Okay, well, that's over. 150,000 divination bonus XP. But wait, there's more. Okay. You need to not like stunt on how many rewards they gave me for that awful mini quest. The lore was fine. It's basically an excuse to dump all of this text on the audience, right? But I don't know. I feel like doing divination for what was like 7 hours, maybe close to 8 hours, probably isn't worth this amount of text. Reading this text about Karshai, like it makes it so much weirder that he's Koshchei the Deathless. Of all the characters in the game to make into a secret Mahjarrat, I don't know. Maybe in the video essay I'll be able to explain why I think this is so stupid. It reeks of like soap opera shit, right? Talking about the war between the Zerosians and the Menophites, and specifically Temekin. All right, well, that was kind of interesting. I guess I'm not allowed to throw this thing out. You can recover the engram meter. Okay, I will just get rid of it then because I do not have space in my bank for that shit. I might not get to a quest soon, but next quest is Fate of the Gods. I'm in a weird position right now. I am running out of ectoplasm, and apparently the way you get more ectoplasm is through an ectoplasm ritual that uses buckets of slime, which I should have been collecting for months or years, I guess. Probably months since they added the ritual. The way to do it is to just teleport here with the Moritania legs. I get 4 teleports per day. I can bring the pack yak with me. A decent amount of slime, but I'm probably just going to add this to my daily list for the next month or so and see how much ectoplasm that gets me. Well, I'm back in my divination gear because I guess Fate of the Gods, I was about to go do it, but the recommended items say to have a fully charged Engram meter, so I got to go do one more load. I think I have to get it back from Karshai. I think once I use it, though, I can destroy it, and then I literally never need it again, hopefully. I don't think it actually matters for the quest, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, hopefully I don't have to do that again. I think that's everything I need for the quest, so I'll go ahead and start it here. Okay, so I think this is supposed to be the world gate here. How's Anadra's here? What's up?
I am here under direct orders from Zaros.
Fully voice acted.
Indeed,
Zaros subtly suggests you turn your
role in
sound
this
on.
is pivotal. Rejoice. The time for Zaros' return is at hand.
Okay.
Yes, Guthix's death was a tragedy, but it has allowed all other gods to return. There is one final obstacle preventing Zaros' return, however. Once more, I request your services in the name of my lord. You, and only you, are capable of removing this obstacle.
I don't know, after doing Mahjarrat memories, it seems like letting Zaros back is maybe a bad
While
idea.
you may not always have displayed an unerring devotion to Zaros, you have always come through for us.
Well, thanks for calling back to the quest, but not actually changing the quest that I get. That's the problem with them doing the BioWare-style morality choices. It's the same problem that BioWare has, right? Like, you can't actually make those choices matter.
All disagreements between us are in the past. Any doubts you may have will be answered. Today, we shall truly see if you stand with Zaros or against him.
It does feel really weird that all of these quests just kind of assume that you're cool with this. Why would I want to help Zaros?
Do not be swayed by propaganda. Remember that history is written by the victors. I was there during the downfall of my lord's empire. I witnessed firsthand the butchery of those who despised and feared him. It was a power grab, plain and simple, but you need not take my word for it. Whatever you may think of Zaros, you owe him the chance to explain himself in person.
Okay.
All I ask is that you keep
an
an open mind.
Whatever you think of Hitler, you get to hear his side of the
awaits you
story.
to
I don't think
world
Zaros
gate.
was...
Will you
Well,
at
it
least
sounds like he
meet
did a lot
with
of
him?
bad shit, so...
Excellent. Zaros will be most
it didn't even give me
pleased
an
to
opportunity to
finally meet you.
answer.
Yes, it is a portal
video
between
games.
realms, created by Guthix many millennia ago. While there are many portals that allow for travel from plane to plane, only the World Gate has the power to reach every plane in existence. Though at present it can only reach worlds that either Guthix or Zaros visited with it. To reach Zaros by any other means would require more power and time than is available to us. It is right here, hidden in the Shadow Realm, away from
Oh, so if I had the
prying
Ring of Visibility,
eyes.
I could see it.
We require the aid of another for this task. I think you know all too well. I was unsure of this, but Zaros was clear.
Oh, great.
Speak of the Mahjarrat, and he shall appear.
Working with him?
We have no choice in the matter.
Oh, there's always a choice.
Sliske is the only one of us capable of drawing the gate back into the material realm. I am not happy that we need him, but need him we do.
Okay.
Play your part, Sliske, and then go about your business.
No, Azzy. I think I might stick around for a little while. It might help if you could first see the World Gate. I'll have to pull you into the Shadow Realm for this.
Okay.
The sooner you can return to guard duty.
Duty.
Now, let's not rush into things here. I have a proposition for you. What can I say? I am who I am. At least I'm consistent. Oh, he can't hear. This is for your ears only. My mastery of the Shadow Realm has grown, even since our meeting in Guthix's shrine.
Oh, good.
As one of the godless, there's an opportunity here for a big win. You could seriously weaken a god, or perhaps even stop his return.
I did that Banner of the Godless thing just to get like a mild skill boost that was reliable, and it shows up in like all of these quests. It's like crazy how important it is, the emissary thing. I don't trust anything you say.
And this time you don't have to. Through that gate you're on your own. Neither I nor Azanadra can follow you. Ask Azanadra if you don't believe me. I'm not fool enough to so openly disobey Zaros's orders.
Okay.
It will be just you and Zaros. You can see for yourself what
It's a
he's
player. I was like, what the hell?
and make up your own mind. All I'm suggesting is that you don't have to do what is asked of you. You always have a choice.
Not really, though.
If you don't like what you see, then, as World Guardian, there's something you can do about it. The point is that ultimately, his fate is in your hands, and that, to me, is such sweet irony. It's what I live for.
All right, what are we doing?
Zaros doesn't just want your help. He needs it. He hasn't said why exactly, but you are the key ingredient.
Great.
That puts him at your mercy. Whatever he wants of you, you have a choice to make.
Really glad. I'm so
As
important.
World Guardian, even he cannot force you. The decision will be yours. Whatever you might think of me doesn't come into it. If you like Zaros, then by all means help him. But if you're opposed to him, now is your best opportunity to get rid of him for good, or at least weaken him further. Go and meet Zaros. Make your choice. If you just walk away, this decision could fall to someone else.
Okay.
That is all I could ask for. That's enough prattling, and let's get this gate working again. The gate is currently locked. Until the lock is removed, the gate can't be used. It's a simple combination lock, really. One turn right, one turn left, one turn right.
Really?
You just need to know the correct symbols to turn to. Well, go on then. I'm waiting.
There must be hundreds of combinations. Surely you're not expecting me to try them all.
Honestly, adventurers these days, where's your work ethic? The joy of figuring things out for yourself.
If this is commenting on the new quest structure of RS3, that's pretty funny, actually. It's good coming from Sliske, too, like him joking I'm using a guide.
Oh, fine. I'm bored with waiting. Here. There, the combination, on the pillar next to me.
Okay.
Never let it be said that I don't give you anything.
Okay. We got Trident is what I'm going for here. That's one. Left to a straight line with a little notch sticking out of it. Pretty funny that Guthix set this up to work like a safe. Okay. Right. And it very helpfully like responds when I get it right.
That certainly took you long enough. Come closer and I'll explain what comes next.
Okay.
Now we bring the World Gate back with us into the material realm.
What was the delay?
You had to talk.
Oh, calm down, Azzy. Zaros has waited for millennia. A few more hours won't kill him.
You were in the Shadow Realm with Sliske for quite some time. I hope he wasn't filling your head with his nonsense. I do not trust him. And I'm unsure of your true motivations, but you have been a friend when it is counted, and Zaros has faith in you.
I'm unsure of your motivations. You fucked us over in the World Awake, so we can't actually like change quests based on what players
Did
chose.
Sliske say anything to you while you were in the Shadow Realm? Sliske, does your deceitful tongue know no bounds? Zaros shall hear of this.
I was under no illusions that he wouldn't. He'll understand. But what happens through that gate rests in the hands of our little world guardian here.
True enough. And the fact that he told me of your ploy increases my belief in him. I've taken the liberty of setting the gate to where you'll be going. In fact, it is the only place it will take you until Zaros is returned.
Oh, you did that quick.
Once on the other side, everything is up to you. I am under orders to remain here, and I will ensure that Sliske never leaves my
I
sight.
don't think that's how any of this works.
Oh, don't mind me. I have no plans to interfere.
Step through when you are ready, World Guardian. The Empty Lord awaits.
Okay. Ash-covered world comprised of black rock. Combat gear and food. Yep. I think I'm supposed to be able to use this to like reduce damage taken or something. Hello? I don't see like there's anything here. Is that the Gielinor symbol? Operate. Can't be used to recover memories anymore. Okay. Claim one-time divination XP. Partially protect you from the environment. Okay. Idea is that this place like sucks pretty bad. You get that purple thing. Okay. Bunch of damage from that. So I have to jump over this over here? Okay, let me try. Place is kind of cool looking, but I'm guessing watching me run through it's not going to be super interesting, so I'll come back when there's something to talk about. One of the things it said to bring was a mask to avoid damage here, so I'll just do that. Kind of able to ignore the hazards because I can simply regenerate constantly. What that is. A crystal. I have space. I can eat some of this food to get rid of it, I suppose. Oh, these things heal you. Okay. I guess that's what they're going for with this place, is to suggest that it's inhospitable, which I've done a pretty good job at that, I suppose. So I'll work my way through here. I looked it up, and I guess there's 12 memory crystals, so probably gonna have to dump some more of this food, but that's okay. I think that's where we want to go. Oh, maybe not. There might be a crystal I still need to grab. Yeah, there's a crystal out here still. Oh, there's a memoriam device in here. Okay, is that what I use the crystals on, I guess? Okay. Oh, this is kind of cool. Creator.
She is my creator. I both love and loathe her. A being of such immense primordial power that she can create life with but a thought. Yet she herself is a stunted child.
Primordial power. Is this a elder god?
Being come to me.
Oh, Ma. Okay.
It frustrates me that Ma has such gifts and yet wastes them, creating what one might consider amusements. Such wasted potential. But then, she did also create me. Though I am unique, there was one other created at the same time as I.
Same time as me.
The light to my darkness.
Oh, I didn't realize there
find
was stuff
her
here.
beautiful, and the attraction is mutual. Whereas I am analytical, my companion is empathetic. We are opposites, but we are also the same. I know not our Creator's purpose, but it is good to not be alone. Our Creator slumbers for longer each day. This world can scarcely nourish her. Its anima low and diminishing. I sense other worlds nearby. She has not the strength to reach them, but I have. I wish to explore and discover. I hunger to learn. My Creator has no knowledge to pass on, no memory from before her birth. My companion intends to remain.
Is this Zaros we're hearing from?
And comfort our Creator, believing that we are indebted to her for our existence. I feel no such debt. I shall leave and forge my own path. I have walked upon 100 proto-worlds, half-built and failing, the early works of Mars' elder sisters. But here, for the first time, I have stepped onto a plane that, although raw and imperfect,
Eleanor?
teems with conscious life. They have order and architecture, society and bureaucracy. It is a machine with so many moving parts, and yet, against all odds, it works. From the Chthonian dukes to the Avernic slaves, each individual a cog
Chthonian
in
dukes,
the
the Avernic slaves.
Even the ousted Infernals have a part to play.
Okay,
They
we're talking
also
about
have
Infernus.
something called language. An alien concept, but one I find most fascinating.
Mahjarrat Memories does set this up pretty well. All the books talk about all this.
They name themselves demons. I shall make myself known to them. Their first encounter with divinity. And then I shall use their love of language to bind them to me. I shall give this great machine a purpose. I continue my exploration of the lower planes of the universe.
Imperium.
This time, of a world named Vampirium. The dominant species is predatory and instinctual.
This may have already been part of the world lore, but I didn't realize the vampires were planar aliens as well.
They roam the surface and skies in small packs, competing for prey. It is wasteful, both of these predators and their prey. They can be put to better use. I intend to experiment with them, to teach them of society, of culture, unity. They could perhaps cease their infighting and become greater than the beasts they are. Upon reaching the edge of the lower planes, 4 paths open to me. Each path laid by one of Mars' sisters. It appears that like
All the other gods are described as female. It's kind of cool.
has separated to build their own worlds. Perhaps in an effort to learn what they have lost in the absence of Mars. These I call the elemental planes.
was very inspired, I think, by like D&D, Manual of the Planes, Planescape Torment.
It is upon these elemental worlds that
Planescape in
I
general, I
have
should say.
first encountered creatures who refer to themselves as gods. They have some semblance of divinity, but unlike me, they are not of truly divine origin. I am intrigued as to how such limited beings...
It's interesting that Zaros is considered higher tier.
For they appear to have derived
He's the
from
direct descendant of Ma. And they're all up-jump mortals, okay.
Indeed, many races from these planes follow the dogma of these self-proclaimed gods, and I am unable to swallow to my bones. As such, I have been spurred on to the higher realms, where the elder gods' paths reconvene into worlds with more balance. I have explored from one end of the universe to the other, and at its furthest point discovered a perfect world, the final work of the elders. Many of the races I encountered on my journey have flocked to this perfect world, led by their deities. But this world does not belong to them. They carve out territories and scar the land with their petty skirmishes. They must be taught obedience. As a child of the Creators, I feel it is my duty to bring these young gods to heel. My ability to enforce loyalty does not compel ascended beings, only the lower mortals and my old companion. I will have to resort to basic things. To this end, I have brought my own lower races to this world.
Zaros doesn't seem like a good guy.
If the young gods will not heed my words or recognize my divinity, then they will be laid. My empire
find 4 more.
I expected little resistance from the forests to the south, yet from them sprang forth a race even my demonic legions fear. The legates refer to them as stern judges.
Oh, the Mahjarrat.
But I have learned their true name. Mahjarrat. The children of Ma. Could they really be so? After my departure, could she have created more toys? They are but a fraction of myself and my old companion. Yet I feel a connection with them. A shared ancestor.
I'm curious who Zaros' companion is supposed to be.
Are my younger siblings. Surely this is serendipity. Or fate, should such a thing exist. I intend to take them under my wing. Within the Empire they will rule as princes, and they shall be its inheritors. Until such a time, they shall be my enemies.
Okay. Oh, there's substantially more crystals than I thought. Alright. That was kind of cool. More lore about Zaros at all. Investigate door. Something banging the door that skittered off. Oh, I think I've seen this puzzle before. To like match symbols. Okay. But I can't match every symbol, question mark. I guess there's like a simple version of it and then a more complicated version of it. I guess I can connect it there, and then I can get blood symbol there. And then I can get cloud symbol there. Oh, are these the ancient spellbook elements? Okay, I see. I think you get the idea. I'll finish the puzzle here. I got the next one down. I have to find the weakest point of the puzzle, and now it's gonna be the whole board. Yeah, alright. Let's see. It's gotta be what, blood, shadow, smoke, and ice is the one that looks like a little starburst. I think I've almost got it here. Unless if something ends up being wrong here, I think we got it. Nice. That was a cool puzzle. Oh, there's another Memoriam crystal. I'll go plug that in really fast. I think there's 8 more total? At least 4 more. I don't know which one that's going to count as. I think I remember the ones I already did. It wasn't 3. Tabula rasa, blank slate.
The lower planes once more bear fruit.
Oh, hey, it's Hannibus.
One race, the Iluyanka, has joined my empire on the
Iluyanka,
horizon
not
that I
Ilujunka,
saw
okay.
my infertility. This seems like a problem worth solving. I am only capable of reshaping existing forms of life. To solve an issue of creation will require something more. To this end, I have returned to the place of my birth.
He can't make life himself. He's not as powerful as like Ma.
Ma has slipped into
That's a cool looking thing.
She manifests nightmare creatures from which I am able
it's a
to
Muspa.
harvest her elder energy. I have pushed the limits of my own abilities, reforming the essence of other races into new beings. But to give them life required Ma's energy. As such, they are a failure, only proving of what I am incapable. Strictly, they should be named Thanax, but I have dubbed them Nihil, for they are nothing.
Poor guys.
Much like the Mahjarrat, they have the ability to absorb the essence of their brethren. One of these Nihil, originally shy,
Oh, is that
and
Nex?
fast outgrown the rest, I have chosen to uplift. To do so, I had to implant a small sliver of my being. The irony of this is not lost on me. I am not proud of this, but to leave her as she was would have seen the other Nihil destroy her. With her newfound awareness,
That looks like Nex.
she has named herself Nex, in the old infernal tower. Her speed and capacity for learning are astounding. Although Nex will prove useful in bringing unity to the world, this entire experiment has only gone to prove my unworthiness. I myself must take a new path and find a way to transcend
Zaros wants to become an elder god now.
For
Being a god's not enough.
only then will I be able to aid the Iluyanka to create life from nothing.
Okay. Don't worry, after the elder gods are the super elder gods. The double elder gods. Okay, I love all the forced camera angles in the cutscene. They've done that before, but it's nice. Do I need my mask anymore now that I'm inside? Oh, combat music. Oh, hey. Speaking of the Neils, that's actually kind of similar to the Nex arena. Do I have to like catch them while they're running or something? There we go. I guess they give you a second to prepare is what they're going for there. Don't stand in their path? Unclear what they want from me here. The range on necromancy is kind of annoying in this fight. So I can't face tank them, I guess. That's nice. Oh, this is why I need to bring restore potions. One of them drains my shit. Okay, I see. Getting in range to target them is very annoying with Necromancy. I guess maybe you're supposed to do this with Mage or something to make it less annoying. It's like if you're able to interrupt them, then they stop charging at you and just doing infinite damage. Actually, interrupting them is annoying. Hey, Saren components. Okay, I just need to just stand somewhere to pull them more reliably, I guess. No, that was the last of them. Go ahead and top off and I'll move on here in a second. Okay, off we go. Somewhere up here. Long climb. Whoa, it's creepy. It's supposed to be Ma. I like that. There's a crystal over there. I can't get to it. Okay. I think there's supposed to be something here. Oh, here we go.
Stop.
I'm Zaros. I'm an orb now.
Now follow me, leading the way, and you know exactly who I am. Say my name.
Jim.
Yes. It was necessary. She stirs in her sleep. She is the elder god Ma, and her dreams can be violent. We should talk elsewhere. Shall we?
Okay. What is this place?
This is the threshold of your mind.
I do kind of like the idea of Zaros being represented as just like an orb, but then the Elder God has an obvious humanoid shape.
I would not enter your mind without consent. Nor could I. I have only brought
But don't worry, we had your character consent for you, so it's fine.
outside, looking in.
Just like the earlier teleport.
We needed a safe place to talk where she would not sense me. That is all. Yes. And when you wake, we will have to deal with Ma. You have doubts. Know this. I will never lie to you. In this place, you would sense if I did. But there are some truths for which you are not yet ready. All will be revealed in time.
Why am I here?
The power Guthix bestowed upon you before his death dampens divine magic.
Does this quest even require the world wakes? It sure doesn't.
It is my belief this power will also shield my presence from harm. If she were to sense me and fully awake, that would be bad for everyone.
I appreciate that the voice actor was like, you're really going to have me say that would be bad? It doesn't really sound like the kind of character you're having me play. But he like would give a big pause.
At the planet's core, I will be able to create a new corporeal form for myself. I wish for you to take me there, or to go there in my stead.
Not here to help.
Ultimately, the choice is yours. But your decision should be an informed one. Your opinion of me is so far colored only by what others have told you.
And the memoriam crystals that I watched.
Whatever your consensus, I would ease them.
Wow, they give you... They're really excited to tell you all about Zaros. What really happened with Zamorak? I know a lot of this from reading the books earlier.
I do not know what you have heard, but the only two beings present were myself and Zamorak. Anything else you have heard is either lies, rumor, or speculation, and it is not something I care to discuss.
Okay.
Not even the Elder Gods know or seal. If that were the case, I would never have been able to leave this place. Ma would not have allowed it. So, no. I did not anticipate for Zamorak's ascension, nor did I engineer it. Equally, I do not begrudge it. He taught me a valuable lesson that day. He taught me of betrayal.
His views on others. Where do you see yourself? Most of these I feel like I already have the gist of.
I do not understand.
I guess in the YouTube comments, tell me if one of them is like crazy interesting or something, but it's a lot of text, it seems like. After I just did the super text heavy mini quest.
Do not confuse darkness and light with evil and good. Real life does not deal in absolutes, nor extremes. All life falls on a spectrum, and all life has capacity for both good and evil.
No, I appreciate that philosophy. You're still a god, though, so get fucked, Zaros.
Not that I have made mistakes, but I do what I do because it must be done, because there is no other who would. No other that could.
Classic story. What is your philosophy?
It is my belief that everything that occurs in life, both good and bad, should be used to forge oneself, to better oneself. If we give in to weakness, then we do not deserve the
If we have
beauty
this,
of
like,
life.
exposition dump in the exposition realm right in front of Ma, I figure we should talk here.
Where Gothic sought balance in the world, I seek balance in oneself.
I feel like at least they give you the option to, like, learn more, so you're not just, like, making your decision based on nothing.
In power, but also in knowledge of how to wield that power.
Well, I don't like that.
Gods have tended to fulfill only one of these things. You, well, Guardian.
Oh, I'm just a guy. I'm a guy who gets people drunk and pick their pockets, and I do weird shit with chickens and monkeys, man. Like, pick another person.
I disagree. You make your mind up too quickly. There are two crucial pieces of information you should know before you decide whether or not to help me.
Okay.
Or you are free to return to asking questions of me.
I feel bad picking the just tell me the crucial info, but I feel like that screen with like 50 questions to ask Zaros is pretty clunky for a RuneScape quest, to be honest. I'm sure there's a lot of cool info in there, but...
First, that I am a creation of the elder god Ma. She is the being lying comatose within this volcano's crater.
I've been in this position before as like a dungeon master where it's like, oh my god, I want to share, you know, an hour of lore with my players, but like...
And second, that I require some of Ma's elder energy to be woven into a new corporeal form for me to inhabit. This new body must be a dark simulacrum. A light simulacrum will reject my essence.
Okay.
Enough talk, my guardian.
I have to do more divination.
Though Ma only stirs in her sleep, her nightmares will manifest and attack on sight, and her cries of pain will cripple you. You need only survive until her terrors...
Okay, well, I don't have a lot of food on me, so we'll see.
Only then will it be safe for us to proceed. But first, you must choose whether or not to allow me in. If you allow me in, I can lend you my strength to survive Ma's onslaught. I will not go beyond what you permit, and will leave once she is quelled. Or, should you ask it of me, do not let me in, and I cannot help. You put both our lives in jeopardy, and above that risk the fate of the very universe.
Well, fuck you,
Make
buddy.
your choice. We are out of time.
Force him out. Come on, necromancy. Continue to... undermine every piece of content in the game.
Masters, Lord Guardian, I can help you survive her onslaught.
Nope. Ma's Nightmare, 99%. Okay, here we go. Bladed Mispa. Screen effect from that's kind of neat. Stuns you. And this might be a bit trickier if I didn't have Soul Split. But with Soul Split, it's pretty easy, it seems like. It does get trickier as more Muspa appear, I suppose, when you're dealing with like 3 at once. I think they almost all hit for melee, so if I just had melee on, would that be enough? I guess is an interesting question. Let's see, I did just have to eat some food, so I might not be completely in the clear here. Guess that's what I get for not letting Zaros help me. Try turning on something that like helps with defense. Do I even have something like that? I literally don't know what any of these things do. I haven't really used them ever. Shit. I'm gonna have to eat some food. Might not be enough to survive. We'll find out, I guess. Beach defense, maybe. Oh, does that not stack with Soul Split? Okay, hold on. Maybe I just ran out of prayer at that moment. Ouch. Try to use this to see if it helps enough with healing. Pretty good as long as I'm not like stunned at the moment I activate it, I guess. I think if I had been on AoE for the beginning, I probably wouldn't have needed to eat. 5%, hopefully that's the last like scream attack she does, because that's definitely the most dangerous thing she does. Make it! 0%. Right on. Because I brought just enough food. Is that it? Where are we going? What's happening? There's like a ledge here. Divination. Divination makes slightly more sense in the context of all the quests where you're like doing god energy stuff all the time, but it still feels weird for it to be a skill. Harvest a mob wisp. Ma energy, Ma memories. Okay. Hey, she's got a hole that I can throw juice into. Always my dream. What's the measure? Place the measure. This is literally going to be just like, just do divination for a few minutes. Does it say weave Ma energy? You need 250. Okay, I will make you watch this. So Ma isn't a dead god like Guthix, but she still has a juice hole. This is unclear to me how one gets a juice hole. Wonder if it was always intended for Mahjarrat to mean children of Ma, or if that was a later invention. It works. It's fine. Okay, I think I've got enough now. Ma energy. A light simulacrum. Screw you, Zaros. Do whatever I can to hinder all of the gods. Kind of the thing I was told to do. It's a fragmented sphere here. I don't know, I just see a way to get back up now? Question mark. Turn to him at the cradle to present it to him. Alright. Oh, this thing? Rock face? Oh, those are all the different elements. I see. Continue Fate of the Gods. Gonna give him a body, basically.
Have you woven the divine simulacrum yet? Tell me, World Guardian, which of us do you take for a fool? Do you think it is me? That I would not know this simulacrum is woven from light energy? Or is it you who has mistakenly woven the wrong body?
Oops, I meant to help Zaros. I can't believe they even let you do that.
I see. There is no other who could perform this task for me. I am at your mercy. If all you would offer me is this, then I have no choice but to accept. But I must say that I am disappointed in your decision. After all we have spoken of, your mind is still clouded by dogma and a misguided sense of morality.
Misguided sense of morality is that all the gods are bad.
And you must understand that there will be consequences for your actions.
Heavily doubt that.
And yet you would still do this. By weakening me, you lessen all of our chances at survival. Be certain in your decision, World Guardian. Once done,
They're really acting like this is going to matter. I'll be impressed if it matters. Okay. Scene's really dark. It's like really hard for me to see on my monitor, so I imagine it's even worse on YouTube.
She's waiting. We have to leave. I need your permission. We'll go in now.
Ma's upset. It's another quest where it's like, I feel like the protagonist is getting dragged along doing whatever Jagex wants the story to happen, right?
Not yet.
They try to gesture at like giving you moral choice, but my moral choice is fuck these people.
You corrupted my new form. Did you think I would let that pass without comment?
Oh, that. You could still say it was an accident after they asked you to confirm 4 times.
There is hope for you yet. While we shared a
Does he
mind,
talk
I
through
could
his-
not lie to you, but nor could you to me.
Choker, it looks like. That's the part that's moving.
I saw Sliske's words in your mind. I saw your own intent. If I had lashed out at you, chastised you, would that have convinced you of my worth? Or would you think me an egomaniac, like the younger gods? Would it stop you thinking of me as
I
evil?
don't think of you as evil, I just think the gods suck.
There is precious little time for me to soothe your conscience and ease your concerns.
This quest at least didn't bother with trying to have a human story in it. It's literally just Mahjarrat, which are basically demigods and gods.
This was the body you offered
Involves
me.
3 different tiers of
So
gods.
This is the body I took. I did what I could to convince you in the time we had available, but I must return in whatever way I can. Too much is at stake for me to tarry here any longer. Indeed. Let us leave before she finds us. Lead on through the gate. I will follow. I wish to address my loyal followers upon my return.
Literally what Guthix asked me not to do. They keep saying, yeah, as the World Guardian, you're the only one who can do this. It's like, yeah, but I was asked not to do it. I think that the fact that it's like, you know, the player character is the only person who can do any of this shit weakens the storytelling in a lot of cases, because it puts you in situations where like the NPC has to deal with the fact that you
I can
put
almost
them in the wrong
sense
body.
Saros' presence. Is he close?
I guess.
Nex and Char will arrive as he does. There is time for more questions if you wish, or are you ready for Zaros to return?
Let's just get on with it. I feel like the extra lore in this feels like the opposite. I love playing like Mass Effect, where it gives you an investigate option and you get to ask a few questions. But Mass Effect is very good about, you know, keeping that to 2, 3, maybe 4 questions max per encounter. And the text itself is quite short.
My lord, You are returned. But what has happened? You are injured.
We have the World Guardian to thank for that.
No. What have you
Char's
done?
old model.
This cannot go unanswered.
Azanadra,
Well, the last time I screwed you over, it went unanswered and you didn't care.
next. Char, stand down. I am returned. That is all that matters. And he is not fully to blame for this.
Fully.
I see.
Sliske,
I am yours to command. Just say the word.
no more.
What did you say?
No more.
But no, I am loyal. Have I not always been loyal? Have I not done everything you've always asked of me? As the Empire fell, did I not keep safe those things necessary for your return?
Feels weird that this is after Missing Presumed Death.
Was I not pivotal in the liberation of
Is it 'cause he
all
knows
those
about
who
that or
stand
something?
before? Did I not kill a god for you? You cannot turn me away. Not now, Zaros, please.
Sliske, stop.
Very well. I guess I'm not quite the actor I thought. What gave me away?
You betray yourself. Though, in truth, I have never trusted you. And your words of betrayal to the World Guardian cannot be ignored.
Betrayal? They could have just walked away, left you to rot. I was just convincing them to hear you out. It was down to you to convince them of your worth.
Whatever your intent, no longer can I turn a blind eye to your disobedience, nor condone your methods.
Are you sure it's not just because me killing Gothics puts me beyond your control? Fine. Don't
Sigh
answer.
indeed.
So, what's next? An intervention? Family
So we went to go find their
counseling?
dad or
Maybe
something,
some
not return the god of
trust
darkness to the world.
exercises?
Excommunication. You will have no further association with us. You are on your own.
I was under the impression that that already basically happened in the World Wakes when they're like, does he follow Zaros or not? It seems like he follows Siske.
Oh, I've always been alone. But I guess this means you'll have to find someone else to do your dirty work. Your new World Guardian pet, perhaps.
I don't think I count as the pet, guys. I just
Never
screwed him
return.
over, even though the game gave me 4 opportunities not to.
As you command, my lord. But don't think this is over, World Guardian. I'm just getting started with you. But
Okay.
I'm concerned Zaros's protection of you no longer applies.
What protection?
Between you and me, all bets are off. Be seeing you.
Okay.
You are important. You must be kept safe. That is correct. I am disappointed. But you are only human. I still hope to persuade you of my worthiness, but even if I cannot, you will play your part. Char, keep an eye on Sliske. It gives me pause that he holds both the siphon and the catalyst. I do not want him thinking he can follow in
These are
Zamorak's footsteps.
the Elder God
He is angry.
artifacts that
May
kill
attempt
gods or
something
whatever.
rash. Inform me if he leads you to the location of either artifact.
Okay, yeah.
None of the young gods should have free access to such tools, especially the catalyst.
Oh,
The
Son of
Dragon King
Joss.
cannot grow too strong before we are placed to deal with them.
As you command. I'm heartened to see you returned.
Oh, she has the worst model of everyone here.
Next, I task you with keeping Sliske's little game in check. Watch the young gods. Try to contain their destruction as much as possible, but do not get drawn into open conflict. There may come a time that I need you to step in to ensure nothing interferes with my plans. And as circumstances allow, continue harrying the other gods' forces without your prison of ice.
Okay.
And to Azanadra, my most loyal servant. Together, we must prepare to rouse the Elder Gods. Zamorak's desperation at the end of the last God War scarred this planet's anima mundi, but even that was not enough to wake them. Only Gothics.
You wish to create a greater level of destruction.
Not greater. more targeted. I require you to seek out Gilinor's own Elder Halls. If disturbed, the Elder Gods will have no choice but to respond.
It will be done, my lord.
Okay.
But, first, I require your help to prolong this body. With every passing moment, more of my energy leaks from this wound. I cannot escape this body. If we do not succeed before I am fully rejected, then I shall face the void.
I will find a way.
Finally, to you, World Guardian.
There are Elder Halls in Gielinor?
This was my realization when I last returned here. If we do nothing, then what sits within them shall bring about the destruction of this world, this universe. But save your questions for another time. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Man, they really give you like 6 opportunities to back out on that, even after you've already
Standing
committed
by
to.
your convictions shows strength of character. Continue to stand against me if you wish, but you will play your part.
Yeah, no kidding.
Regardless of your intentions or the outcome. It would be remiss of me not to reward you.
You have to have a voice actor say that.
I may be in a failing body, but at least I have been
They
able to
really didn't
return.
want you to make this decision.
My task has greater urgency, and I am vulnerable. If I fail, then I shall die. But then, so shall everyone else. You should have this.
Part of your
You will
body?
find many uses for it. Primarily, if you use this in my sanctum on Frenescape, it will allow us to commune at any time. If you remain unconvinced by my philosophy, then my hope is that this will help to remedy that.
Okay. Got
When
a cell
carried,
phone,
it
great.
will mark you as my envoy. Those loyal to me will treat you with respect, and those opposed will be fearful of you.
Thank you.
And though it may be dangerous,
I didn't
especially
super
now
fuck you
Maha
over,
has
bud.
reawakened, you may wish to revisit
This is where it's like, don't give me a moral choice if you're just gonna like steamroll past it and just make the same thing happen regardless. You know what I mean? I'm fine with moral choices. Obviously, I love Mass Effect and I love BioWare games and I love Telltale games and the like, but if you're not equipped to do it, just don't. Like, you don't have to do it and then hope the player picks one.
Reflect on all you have witnessed this day. Gilinor's reckoning is coming, but there is still time for us to avert it. Until I call on you again, do as you otherwise would had we not met. Pax Tecum.
Okay, bye. A lot of XP. Grants protection from all factions in the God Wars dungeon. That's kind of cool. Fate of the Gods is yet another example of what I'm going to start to call God slop in RS3. When I say God slop, I'm saying that the quest is just about the big lore bullshit about the gods and the Mahjarrat and nothing like small or human. Fortunately, this quest is only God slop. It's not like Missing Presumed Death, where there's theoretically a quest that's going on with an actual person, and then it just gets brazenly interrupted by God slop, and we never actually deal with that problem. The basic purpose of Fate of the Gods, you'd think from the title that it has something to do with, I don't know, the fate of the gods, but it actually is about Zaros specifically. It's about bringing Zaros to Gielinor. So already I find this is a tack that RS3 has taken that I find insanely confusing. Like, and I double checked this. I read the wiki to make sure that I didn't misremember the World Wakes. In the World Wakes, Guthix dies, and while he's dying, he's telling you how gods are terrible. Gods are bad for Gielinor. Gods are bad. They hurt his family. He's going to give you some of his power so that you can defend against the influence of gods. So when that happened, I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of a cool idea for what the World Guardian is. Like, I don't hate that as a concept. That's kind of neat. But every single quest that has involved the gods since the World Wakes, which is almost all of them, has been us toadying for the gods, running errands for them. In this case, it's completely baffling because you are actively bringing Zaros into the world. Like, that is the objective of this quest. It's not even something you can push back against. The quest gives you a weird moral choice where you can, like, kind of weaken Zaros, but it's taken as a given that, yeah, obviously I'm going to go ahead and do this thing that Guthix specifically told me not to do. It's so weird because Azanadra is like, as World Guardian, you're the only person who can bring Zaros into the world, and obviously you want to do that, right? And then Sliske is like, yeah, as a World Guardian, you're the only one who can do this, and obviously you want to do it, right? It's like if someone said to you, hey, we're nominating you to be chief firefighter. From now on, can you go around setting everything on fire? It's baffling, and it's not like you get tricked into doing it, right? Like you are actively bringing Zaros into the world. Like there is no, oh, this happened by accident. Oh, Azanadra did a thing or Sliske did a thing to trick you. They've actually kind of set up that you can't be tricked by the gods. Like they're at your mercy. It seems like the whole World Guardian concept just gives them a reason for the player character to be important enough that the gods have to put up with us, right? And can't just steamroll over us. It's very strange. There is some good stuff in the quest. It's a lot of the good stuff is the lore surrounding Zaros, a lot of which we got from the Mahjarrat memories, lore dump. Basically, we need to open the world gate. Azanadra says, open the world gate because we're going to bring Zaros in, and everyone's okay with that, right? And the player just goes along with it. Sliske shows up, and it's like, I don't think we should work with this guy. He kind of seems like the big bad. Why are we working with this guy? Well, we're working with this guy so we can bring Zaros into the world. It's like, that seems bad too, but okay. So you open the world gate, you go to Freneske, which is like the home planet of the Mahjarrat. You learn a bunch of stuff about Zaros, about his motivations, what he wants to do. He's basically a lawful neutral sort of bad guy is the way I would put it. He's so obsessed with order above everything else that he will, conquer the world because he thinks he's the only one who can run it well. You learn more about Ma, who created Zaros directly. So we learn that Zaros is actually kind of a higher form of god than like Saradomin, for example, because he's been a god for much longer and he was directly created by an elder god as opposed to Saradomin, who's just an upjump mortal. Zaros says that in order to bring him back to the world, you're going to have to fight Ma's nightmares, which are Muspa, for a while, and then harvest energy to make a simulacrum for him to possess. And then the game very strangely gives you a BioWare-style moral choice to either build him a dark simulacrum, which will empower him, or a light simulacrum, which will hinder him. This BioWare choice thing is getting to be too much. It's really bad for the game, in my opinion. I'm probably going to have a big tangent section in my RS3 video essay about the idea of moral choice and just choice in general in video games, that it's kind of a mathematical impossibility to actually make your choices matter. And the handful of games that feel like they've actually pulled it off are usually doing it through elaborate illusion, right? They're not actually making 2 different games for every choice that they give you, and then another 2 different games for every sub-choice from there. You can't make exponentially many games for every possible moral choice available to the player. The only role that choice can play in a video game like this is to later have a character call back to it, to have them say, I remember that one time when you decided to hinder Zaros, right? Like, you're not actually going to hinder Zaros. You can't write stories that way. That's true for regular video games. It's super true for MMOs. It's really bad in an MMO where there needs to be a global canon status quo for anything to make sense. You can't have 2 different players running around that one of them killed Zaros and one of them didn't, right? So the way this tends to work in games that are trying to make the moral choice thing happen is that they pick one of the outcomes to be what is essentially the canon choice and just roll with that as though it were true, and then either try to discourage you from making the non-canon choice or just move on as if you had made the canon choice anyway, which is what they do in this quest. Classic example of this, Mass Effect 3 calls back on your decision in Mass Effect 1. Did you save the Rachni Queen? Yes or no? It turns out it doesn't matter. If you save the Rachni Queen, it seems like your choice mattered because, oh no, the Rachni Queen is breeding a bunch of extra Rachni and we have to go fight them. So if you made that choice and you don't know anything about how the rest of the game has been written, you think, wow, my choice actually mattered. But then if you go into the world where you didn't save the Rachni Queen, it turns out that you have to fight a Rachni Queen clone, and it's the exact same thing. Nothing actually changed, but one line of dialogue. What happens here is very funny. They clearly want you to be supporting Zaros. The quest only makes sense if you are on board with bringing Zaros into this world, which is something that's already been kind of weird in every quest featuring Azanadra to this point. The protagonist has just de facto been on board with this plan. But it's extra weird here where they're really pushing this BioWare choice thing because they keep giving you an option to say whether you support all of this or not. And you keep saying, no, I don't support this. No, I'm going to hinder Zaros. No, I'm going to put him in a light simulacrum. No, I'm going to sabotage him. And the quest, 1, tries to push back on you. It gives you literally 5 or 6 opportunities to change your mind or at least show regret for not sticking with Zaros. And it's so awkward because I was saying, no, fuck Zaros. I don't want to help Zaros. I was told by Guthix that my job is to stop the gods from influencing Gielinor. I don't want to do this quest in the first place. If I'm going to do it, I at least want to hinder him, right? That seems like that's supposed to be what my job is. I'm a firefighter. I'm not an arsonist, although the game is making me be an arsonist in every single quest. To me, it's one thing to have an ambitious vision of a moral choice to say, okay, we're going to give you this choice to either help or hinder Zaros, and then imagine that a future version of yourself or another Jagex JMod or something is going to make a beautiful quest that actually accounts for your choice. Like, that's one thing. That's how most video games stumble here. Devs like Telltale begin their story with, we're going to keep track of all the decisions you make. And as they progress through the episodes of their story, they're like, shit, we can't make 500 different games for all the different moral choices. We're going to have to collapse these into a couple lines of dialogue. But you still can't really blame them at the beginning for being optimistic and thinking, hey, maybe the future version of us will make this work. That's not the case with this quest. With Fate of the Gods, the choice you make in the quest doesn't make sense. Like, they don't have adequate, reasonable dialogue for Zaros or Azanadra to deal with the fact that you fucked over Zaros. The only thing that makes sense is that you helped Zaros, so if you fucked him over, they still have to, like, give you the quest reward. Azanadra still has to say, well, you know, you're still my ally. It's like, no, I just, like, turbo fucked you. Like, you should say, go away, never hang out with me ever again. Like, you screwed us over. It's utterly baffling. I don't understand it. I think it's a combination of a high amount of ambition. I think there are people at Jagex who are excited about BioWare-style RPGs, that they liked Mass Effect and they liked Dragon Age and they liked Baldur's Gate or whatever, and they want to try to make that happen, and they just can't. And there isn't yet, 10, 15, 20 years of evidence that that's unworkable, right? You almost can't blame them because it's 2014. Those games are at the peak of their popularity. But you think at least during Fate of the Gods, when they realize, wow, our entire turn down Zaros thing makes no sense, they would go, maybe we should, like, lay off this moral choice thing. Maybe this isn't, like, great for our game. Like, maybe that's cool that other games can pull it off, but I don't think we can in this MMO format. I'm going to talk about it a bunch in the video essay. I've already ranted for like 9 minutes on this. I think you get the idea. Fate of the Gods summary, Zaros comes back to the world because the World Guardian lets him in for some reason. For some reason, trademark, you can just append that to the end of most God Slop quests right now. Man, it feels like you could just get 99 divination just from doing quest bullshit without really having to train it that much. My God, there's so many unlocks from this. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of unlocks from doing recommended quests, which I've already done, obviously, but I have to, like, run around the world and figure out where to get those. That was Fate of the Gods. Okay, I'm going to pull up the post-quest rewards for Fate of the Gods. There's a bunch of lamps and stuff I can get, so one of them involves talking to Azanadra, ? What's up, man? I'm sorry I've screwed you over twice now, but I guess we're still chill. Do you regret your choice? Wow, they really... This is my 7th opportunity to back out on this. Okay. Zaros here? Can I talk to him? Okay, well, I can't put this on rare, which is what I'd like to do, so I'm going to dump it all on ranged. Save me some Chinchampas later. Alright, then I can get another one from Ollie the Wise. So I'm going to flip it over there. Zaros' return. Good or bad? The good news, Zaros has returned. Such a weird thanks for your status as a World Guardian. The thing that you were asked to do that was stop the gods. At least he's returned. Okay, thank you, sir. Trying to decide, I might actually want to start transitioning from moving stuff onto agility to putting it all on prayer now. Agility I can technically train. I don't want to, because training it sucks. But I can technically train it if I have to, whereas prayer I need items to train, so we'll do prayer from now on. Okay, so I guess this High Druid's gonna give me a new teleport to the World Gate now. That's it. That was pretty straightforward. Okay. And then I can get the ability to not need the Ring of Visibility anymore from Sliske. Okay. I guess that requires General Shadow and Ritual of the Mahjarrat. I had to go harass poor brother Samuel to get my invitation box back. That poor guy is just going to be permanently in mourning, permanently stuck, giving me back my God Slop box.
Leaving so soon, World Guardian?
What do you want?
Now, there's a question. What do I want? World peace, perhaps? Or a puppy? Maybe I just want to be left alone. What an interesting proposition. Very well. You get one straight answer. Ask your question.
You a god. Whose idea was it to kill Gothics? You have the Stone of Joss. What are your plans? What is your favorite color? I think I asked this just because it's funny.
The universe falling down around your ears, and you ask me a question of such frivolity? I like your style. Let me think.
Black.
Well, black never goes out of style. All right, no need to be so pedantic. Okay, I'm a fan of blue-green colors.
Picking two colors is cheating.
All right, fine. Aquamarine. I like aquamarine. Happy now?
Okay, good. I'm glad we still have Monty Python jokes in here.
I guess so.
Oh, I am allowed to ask more than one question? It sounds like I was only allowed one. Whose idea was it to kill Gothics?
Now, don't be greedy. I did just say one. You do like to push your luck. And I suppose that's one of your better qualities. So, what's next for me and you?
I'm bored with you.
Well, you know what they say. If you're bored, then you're boring. I suppose I'll just have to try to make things more interesting for you. Not like Lucian and his pantomime villain routine. You dare attack a god? Not like the predictable dragonkin and their boorish violence. And not like all these gods and their huge egos, Zaros included. But you're right. Absence does make the heart grow fond.
Okay.
I think it's time for me to take the back seat for a spell.
That'd be nice.
That's enough chit-chat. I'm done here. But before I go, I have a little gift for you.
Oh, what is it?
Now, isn't that interesting?
I'm not a white?
Your face. I'm not trying to collect you anymore, silly. You're already mine. My gift allows you to see into the shadow realm without need of that scrawny ring. Next time, I want you to see me coming.
Okay, well that's helpful. I guess I can also get like 200,000 divination experience. Ugh. I'm not going to bother with that for now. I think it's required to redeem it for the Master Quest Cape, but I don't really care. Okay, this quest is a follow-up to Chosen Commander. It says it's part of Sliske's game, but I assume that means it has to do with Bandos. That's the Bandos symbol. Alright, so I gotta go to Dorgish Khan. I'm on my way. Alright, Urtog, what's up? No voice acting. How can I help? Bandos' death? Sure. 2014 is a wild year. Just like going ham on really high quest requirements. Oh my god, Zanuck got another redesign? I don't like her redesign, actually. Can't find an army of this size. Yeah, I'm all over it. Yep. Man, the new Xanic model is kind of creepy looking. I don't think this is the newest Xanic model, though, because I think I've seen a newer one when doing archaeology. Okay, heading into the Lumbered Swamp Cave. It's somewhere in here, right? Somewhere in the caves, all right. Oh, there are trolls and a bunch of goblins in here now. That's kind of interesting. But what section am I going to is the question. Don't think anything here can explode with my current light source. Talk to Mountain Troll? I guess I can talk to the goblins in general. Talk with bosses to the east. Okay. Alright, east it is. Okay, I think I maybe found the bosses, you guys. Zarador, General Grador. Alright. And Bork. Pickaxe or shovel is best. Hey, the stupidest goblins. They hurt the big high war god. Stopping a tyrant. Let's say protecting my friend. Bork, we are stuck here bickering. Why are you in charge? Zerador was second in command during the war against Armadil. Oh. Is that a reference to somebody? Sir Blib in Discord mentioned that this is like a follow-up to another world event. I guess the first one was Saradomin versus Amarak, and this one was Bandos versus Armadil. Alright, I'll go try to look at what that cutscene is. I think you can like replay it somewhere near Goblin Village. Trolls throw rocks. Rocks hurt. Wait, Dad, aren't you dead? You killed Dad, Dad. Dad eat Dad, Dad. Now named Dad. It's funny. Well, that clears that up. Okay, good. I know how to resolve this. Xanax should be the leader. What? Worst idea yet. Kizaj tournament. Chance for Grador to prove his right to lead. I think the lighting in here is not great to be able to see them as usual. Zerador organized tournament, Grador win tournament. Come back and smash cave weaklings. Drogogen are indeed culturally distinct. Great. Protect Xanac from your crude assassination attempt. I feel like Xanac can fight for herself, but okay. Participate in the tournament as Xanac's trained beast. Okay. Bring it. Ubiusk. We're able to travel there so easily. Bandos opened a permanent portal that lies at the seat of his tower. Their doom is only temporarily postponed. Okay. Inform Urtog. Talk to Xanac. Entering the tournament. Also took the liberty of entering the Dorgishan into the competition. I'm the Dorgishan champion? Seems bad. They don't stand a chance. East of Goblin Village, okay. Another Xanac model that looks a little bit different from the one I just saw. I mean, I guess she's got a hood now, but right, this guy plays the cutscenes, so I'm just going to play them here. Assume it's like literally the same event, except now it's Bandos versus Armadillo instead. I feel like the cutscene's kind of screwed up. Maybe they changed the area here. There's a lot of stuff that's not loaded in. I think that's what that's supposed to look like. There's like some kind of mini game to collect energy, I guess. I get the sense there's supposed to be something here that's not here now. Surprised it's broken in the cutscene. I guess that flying cutscene to Demonheim was busted earlier too. Finale cutscene. I feel like there's supposed to be like a structure there. Oh. Knocked Bandos' head off? Okay. Well, that was exactly what I expected. Okay. I need to go straight in here, or do I need to talk to Xanac first? Yo. I'm dying. What do you mean dying? Bandos brought me back. An Armadillo dealt the finishing blow by staving in Bandos' skull. Okay, well, glad I saw that. So is Bandos dead? It looked like his head came off, but... We're gonna resurrect Zanuck again. Okay. I think I can just go in here now. I'm the trained attack beast serving the Dorgishan champion. Goblin Mater D. It's kind of frustrating that Bandos just like dies off screen basically. I guess it's all supposed to be a part of Slisk's game, but Slisk's game. Lol. Now what did you eat? How'd you eat a lol? What's a lol anyway? Eat stupid human called lol. Did all he say? Must be his name. It's funny. Yeah, thanks to SerbLib for telling me to watch that cutscene. I wouldn't have had any idea. I've been like, what the fuck are they talking about? Bandos got his head cut off. I feel like that should be, they should just integrate that into the quest. That you have to talk to that person first to qualify to start it. But I guess that's, you know, part of the RS3 design philosophy in general, no prerequisites. This one actually has a decent number of prerequisites. I think it does actually require chosen commander. Tell me about the fights. Summoning magic is not permitted. Drawing includes a special limitation. Okay. Is it you being the arbiter a conflict of interest? Who else is participating? None of the cave goblins attended. Okay. I think this is my camp here. Grubfoot, Burnt Meat, and My Arm are here. Hey, My Arm, what's up? It's been a long time. I'm to cheer for you. We're not into that politics. We cheer for friend. On behalf of Oldak. Change your gear. I can't guarantee there's no goblin in there. It's okay, goblin's pretty tasty. What do you think of Bandos' death? You know who my first opponent is? What have you guys been up to? Dragon Eye meatballs. That was delicious. An unusual accent for a goblin. I just call it the village because it's my village. Yelps. Cash to buy awesome gear, and he's resistant to damage. Did you say Bandos? Huh. Duties. That's not goblin. Him use fancy language. If you're no goblin, then what are you? Oh, weird. I'm a true Bandosian. Oh, is this like some player character who fought for Bandos? Weirdly. So weird that they do this like World Guardian thing, and then like all of the events and all of the quests afterward have you doing the exact opposite of what Gothix told you to do. Okay. Straightforward. A note. 6 goblin potions. Make sure you choose goblin type 3, the one with the big hat, so you can identify each other. Infiltrate the tournament, kill the champions, poison them. Just prove humans are worthy. Destroy this note, it is very incriminating. Okay. Bank chest here. I'm gonna check the guide because I mentioned special restrictions. If I can do all this with necromancy, hold on. I think we want a melee armor set for part of it, so I'll just bring the Tetsu equipment. Should be fine. Probably don't need this food, but we'll see. Okay. What's up? Human Bandosians are plotting to poison the tournament champions. They're disguised as goblins. I'll get right on it. Try not to kill too many real goblins. I guess he is wearing the right goblin hat, right? Start interviewing goblins. You assume the guy right in front of him is not one, but I guess almost all of them have the hats, so figure it out. I do like mentioning that you have to use the goblin potion and select option 3. That's very like RuneScape-y, you know, referencing the mechanics of prior quests. I enjoy that quite a bit. All right, this guy, what are you doing here? Nothing. No reason. Seems surly. And for a goblin, you seem concise. Ceaseless prattling doesn't sound like a goblin. Prove it? Okay, I was correct. A little suspicious of the goblin orc. Me orc. Okay, you're a goblin? Me orc. Orc, orc, orc. Easy being green? He's a human in disguise. Okay. So I can't interact with most of the goblins, it looks like. Okay, so he's like Smeagol. Goblins even have furniture? Goblin cleaning? The pointiest Styx's tribe. You're an idiot unworthy to be Bandosian. Another goblin among the wrong species. Trowel. Yeah, but you're a goblin. Many non-human characteristics. After I put all that research into it. I had to look it up, but I think I found the 5th one here. What's the secret weapon? Order doesn't use weapons. Doesn't seem like a thing a goblin would do. No goblin's that well spoken. Okay. Alright, what's up, man? That is no more. What? That's a bit anticlimactic. Yelps. Okay, ready? Bring as many goblin minions as you like. I don't have any goblin minions. Yep. Oh, he looks kind of cool. Cave Goblin. Basically Statler and Waldorf over here. Oh ho ho ho. Such a weird choice. Kill Bandos in a world event off screen, basically. Oh god, is he the guy from Squeal of Fortune? Is that the joke? Has to kill his bodyguards first, it seems like. Attacks are ineffective while he has bodyguards. Only deflecting my attack when he does that? I just have to like move away from him while he's doing that, maybe? Takes so much damage. Gets more bodyguards, okay. And being associated with microtransactions is kind of gross, but at least he's a real boss fight, it seems like. Is that a lot? All right, there we go.
Please don't kill me.
I'd love to kill him because he's Squeal of Fortune guy, but I'll just spare him.
You're a diamond geezer, mate. Here's a little something to say thanks.
Okay. Check in with Zanuck first. All right. Checking in with Zanuck. Went fine. Her face is all fucked up in the like chat box. Her like eye is in the wrong spot most of the time. It's weird. Pitied him. Had some adventures, but I'm loyal to Bandos. No, you're not. What the? God damn it. I think if they had just dropped the whole moral choice concept, because I think it was bad game. Like, I don't mind games that try to do that, but I think it's just an impossible thing to try to make happen, especially in an MMO where you need to have a canon world state, right? If they had just leaned into the fact that the main character is opposed to the gods because Guthix told you to be, not tried to, like, give you the option, I think that the story could have been more interesting. But they have to make it as generic and dull as possible in order to account for every option the player might actually select, right? I think it's fine to do the moral choice thing in like a self-contained quest like One Piercing Note, right? Where it's just a little thing at the end. Let's see what the next battle is here. Lol. No armor. Trolls have a rock-hard skin. Not our responsibility that you have weak and easily punctured skin. Okay. So no jewelry either, presumably. Weapons, potions, and healing items are the only things allowed. Okay, hold on. Including stuff I'm carrying, apparently. I may as well bring a bunch of these. Yep. Cave Goblin Human. Fight. Might take a minute. Go ahead and soul split, I guess. There's a big rock in your direction. Move. Don't think I have to. Doesn't hit that hard. At least it's a mechanic. Keep away from the exploding rocks. Okay. Oh shit, wow. I actually had to pay attention to a mechanic that I couldn't just out-heal. That's nice. Alright, well, I'll pay attention this time. Okay, try this again. We'll make you watch. I'm just going to not stand in the explosives this time, and I assume that's going to be sufficient. And I can't use Surge, okay. I see. The rocks that explode are the ones he threw earlier, so you want to try to, like, smartly place them around the arena. So that you have somewhere to stand that's safe. Basically, only take one step instead of stepping far. That was a mistake I made last time. It's nice being in an era where the combat still kind of matters. This is what my experience was with most, like, old school RuneScape boss fights. They're not, like, particularly difficult or anything, but You at least kind of need to pay attention. Or at least lasts long enough that it appears like it was an actual fight and doesn't just get instantly deleted, you know? There we go, first try. Spare. What does this even mean? I think the moral choices are made worse by the fact that these are all sequels to quests that didn't have moral choices, so it feels weird when we've already kind of like established that the protagonist is a certain way. You know what I mean? Revenge was never Bandos' objective. Always fought using Bandos as most sacred weapon. Who am I fighting against? Ardor. Okay. Come back when you have space. Alright. I guess if that's a melee weapon, then I need to have melee gear equipped. Quick. Okay, hands you an immense bladed weapon in the shape of Bandos' symbol. Zanuck should know something about this. Alright. Talking to Zanuck. Why would she know how to wield this thing? It's fine. Into my dreams. I guess she is the chosen commander. Alright, that's fair. Never mind. How are you feeling? Well, we know she's not dead because it's been spoiled by archaeology. Made by the orgs. How do I use it? Okay, so it's kind of like a batleth in Star Trek. Okay. So you're not allowed to wield it yet, so I assume it'll auto-equip in the challenge. I'm going to see if I can cheese it and summon my summons right before I go in, because that's totally worked in the past. See if this works here. So we do summon, 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 unequip, deposit, food, hawk, bring it. Ectoplasm, okay, toy. Hopefully the timing on the summons isn't ruined if they are actually able to help. Run with org. Smash. Okay, well there goes all of my stuff. They might still be out for like a couple seconds here. Oh no, they despawned. Alright, well I tried. Router have any mechanics here? Oh, I can't pray. Okay. Get to the edges, I guess, is the idea. Alright. Oh, that's neat. We actually do need food here. There's the platform again. Need not be standing there when he does that, I guess. Or if you just insta-die if you're standing there, you just fall off the ledge. Kind of feels like a real-ish fight. Ouch. I don't really have time to dodge that, it seems like. Use a full inventory of food. It's kind of impressive, actually. Because I'm not standing in the center, we're fine, I think. Anywhere to stand there to not take damage. Okay, that was tricky. I had to use all my food. Oh shit. What's she doing here? Curious. Kill Zanuck. You're kidding, right? Like, is it actually a choice to kill Zanuck? Because I think that that's incredibly stupid given the previous quests. What a morbid question. This is like peak 2000s, 2010s Jesus versus Satan moral choice. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to kill her. Totally bizarre. They could maybe put in some work to explain why you would kill her, but like, you would have had to have done all the quests up to this point explaining why you would, right? Except every single cave goblin quest, you've been like resoundingly on Zanuck's side. Ooh. God is dead, a world is dead, way of life is dead. Okay. I really don't like that in this quest, Zanuck doesn't really get to do anything. I think they really went out of their way in prior Goblin quests to give her a lot of agency. You're just like taken for granted that like you're going to do the tournament without her, right? And then she just gets to be in charge despite all the choices she made up to this point. How's being leader? Are you supposed to die or not? Did they like have the whole shit about her being dying so you wouldn't feel bad about killing her or something? It was pretty weak. I'm getting stronger rather than weaker. Okay. We won't see each other again. I can't stay in contact with Gielinor. Oh, that's so weak. This is such a horrible follow-up to Chosen Commander, which is an awesome quest. One of my favorite in the whole game. I think her leaving and becoming leader of the goblins and like not existing on Gielinor is fine. I mean, we know that that's not true because she's going to be at the archaeology site later. But this quest did not earn it at all. Okay. Wow. Thanks, I hate it. Okay, turning this in. Quest complete. Lots of lamps. Yeah, I can actually put these on prayer. Yes, so I will. Andos's memories. Alright, I'll read through this really quick and summarize it. Oh, I have to find the memories. There's nothing really interesting in the first one. Get it from your bookcase. Okay. Honorable Kaizaj. Is that because I didn't kill Zanuck with it? I kind of hated that quest. Alright, well, you'll hear my thoughts in a second. The Mighty Fall is a follow-up to Chosen Commander featuring the goblins and the cave goblins, and it is not written by the person who did Chosen Commander or the rest of the Cave Goblin series, and boy, can you tell. Really didn't like this quest. Apparently, it was contingent upon the results of another world event. They did a Bandos versus Armadil world event, and at the end of that event, Bandos died. There's like a cutscene, an optional cutscene that's not even included in this quest, where you can see Bandos' head getting cut off, essentially. From the cutscene, it seems like the world event was like a PvP thing where people had to drop juice in a hole, and enough people put juice in the bird's hole that Bandos was defeated, so he died. I can't tell if this quest was originally written assuming that Bandos was going to win. I feel like it's kind of ridiculous the way that they've matched these guys up. Like, do not do Jesus versus Satan as your world event. People are overwhelmingly going to side with Jesus because it's a video game and they tend to like to play as the good guys, right? Like, if they were going to do this God War thing, I wish they wouldn't in the first place. I don't like them doing temporary events like this that you can't come back to. But if you're going to do it, like, put Saradomin versus Armadil, right? And Zamorak versus Bandos. That might be a little bit more interesting. Instead, it's just an absolute blowout, and it looked like it was a blowout from the very beginning that Armadil was going to win. So since Bandos is dead, essentially dead off-screen if you're a new player to the game like me who didn't do the event and didn't become aware of the cutscene until partway through the quest, since Bandos is dead, you think that this quest is going to be like the fallout of Bandos dying. But it's only barely about that. It feels like the quest was written so that it would still make sense whether Bandos died or not, and the offhand references to it don't really matter, that the quest is still going to occur, because what's happening is the lieutenants of Bandos are wanting to invade the cave goblins to overthrow them because of the events of Chosen Commander. So they end up deciding to have a tournament to determine who the leader of the goblins is going to be, which maybe that's like a, we need to do this now that Bandos is dead. We have to appoint a new Bandos, essentially. They're picking champions from each of the different factions underneath Bandos. They get to the cave goblins, and the obvious choice is Zanuck, but without consulting with Zanuck, the player character just says, oh, Zanuck can't fight, so I'll just be her champion. And they're like, well, we don't have champions. That's not how Bandos does things. And then you're like, oh, whatever, I'll just be her tamed beast. Like, it's essentially the same thing. I'll be her champion. You never, like, run that by her. She never gets a chance to say, hey, what the fuck? Like, I can fight for myself. She basically has no agency in this quest, and it's really irritating. Because I think to this point, the Cave Goblin questline is one of the best in the game, and Zanuck is one of the best characterized allies of the player character. So it would be great if, just for once, someone else could get the spotlight other than the player character. But nope, everything's got to be about us as usual. We learned during the quest that Zanuck is dying, or at least she thinks she's dying, and she says it's because she was linked to Bandos, that Bandos is the one who resurrected her in a prior quest, and now that Bandos is dead, she's going to die too. Interesting concept. Don't hate it. Also potentially means that that's only true because of the results of the world event. But based on what happens to Zanuck later in the quest, I suspect that that's not why this is here. This isn't here because they actually wanted to comment on the results of the world event. It's here because they want the player to not feel bad about the incredibly stupid moral choice at the end of the quest. So most of the quest is just a series of fights. You fight the goblin from Squeal of Fortune, which is kind of funny. You fight a troll boss. Notably, these encounters still matter, so they're not completely trivialized by necromancy. There's actually one that you can't use necromancy for at all, so that's cool. I like that. At the end, you have to fight General Grardor with a like ancient Bandosian weapon. So you have to do it with melee. That's kind of cool. The Grardor fight is a real fight. You can totally die in it. But this is where the quest gets extremely stupid and where I'm very sad that the Chosen Commander writer wasn't allowed to work on this quest. Apparently that writer, thank you K5 Josh for letting me know this, that writer did write Plague's End, which we're doing next episode, which I am looking forward to. But it's always a bummer when someone is pulled off their baby, which it feels like is what happened here. The quest ends with the baffling choice. Zanuck is thrown into the arena with you, and you are asked to kill her. What? It would be one thing if the moral choice to kill or not kill Zanuck was something that was woven through every Cave Goblin quest up to this point, or if the idea of there being moral choices was woven into those quests up to this point. But Zanuck has been nothing but an ally this entire time, and the protagonist in prior quests, before we started doing this BioWare choice thing, has been on her side pretty much no matter what. It makes absolutely no sense to kill Zanuck here. The game doesn't even try to give you a good reason to do it. Zanuck says something like, oh, well, I'm dying anyway because of the aforementioned Bandos linkage thing, so you may as well kill me for some reason, TM. But that would be extremely stupid, so I don't kill Zanuck, and I'm assuming most people don't kill Zanuck. And then after that, she magically gets better. She's just like, oh yeah, that thing about me dying, I guess it's fine now, whatever. This game is going to drive me insane, you guys. So Zanuck is fine now, and I guess she's trapped in the Bandos plane. She can't leave ever again, even though we know she does because we've seen her doing archaeology later with a new character model. So it sounds like even if you kill her, some way she's going to come back again. She's going to get resurrected a second time. But oh my god, it's so, like, stop. I want to go back in time and with a rolled up newspaper and just whack Jagex on the nose and be like, I know you guys like these games. They're good games. I like them too. My stream profile is me wearing a Mass Effect hoodie. I understand enjoying choice-based games, but you can't do it. You can't do it in an MMO. You can't just at the end of the quest say, hey, this person who's been your friend for literally over a decade at this point, will you or won't you kill her? Like, what are you doing? That is not a reasonable choice. It's not motivated by anything in prior quests, and it's certainly not set up well in this quest. The presentation is incredibly sophomoric. It's this very, are you the devil or are you Jesus Christ type moral choice where it's like, are you just going to kill her in cold blood for no reason? If they could have at least have made it so that it felt like there was a reason to do one or the other, and you kind of had to weigh one or the other, or it's based on like what she wants, yes or no. If it was like she wants you to kill her for some reason, and then she's upset with you because you didn't, that would at least be less stupid. But there's like no downside to saving her. In fact, everything is much better, it seems like, if you save her. Oh, it's so bad. It really let me down because Chosen Commander is such a good quest, and I'm really sad that its writer didn't get to contribute on this one. It reminds me again of Brink of Extinction, right? Not being written by the prior quest writer. I think, all respect to Jagex, they're very good at many things. A lot of the problems with RS3 are outside of their control as artists. I blame most of the problems with this game on capital. I blame it on the executives. The profit motive is what ruined this game for the most part. But legitimately, at least at this stage in development, I don't think that they were very good at tying off loose ends. As artists, they're very good at creating interesting ideas for quests and pursuing them. But when tasked with like closing the door on a storyline, so far there have barely been any quests that have done a satisfying job of that, in my opinion. That could still be Capital's fault, right? It could still be that they just don't have enough money to invest the time in to get these stories to work, that they are at their best when they are given a decent budget to make a standalone quest like One Piercing Note, and that the reason that in old school RuneScape it feels like quests do get satisfying conclusions is because they have the benefit of 15 years of hindsight and substantially more time to work on it. You're not getting 3 Grandmaster quests coming out every year in old school RuneScape. You get like one every couple of years, and it's the result of years and years of iterating to make sure that it's perfect for the very, very demanding old school audience. I think it would be unreasonable to just lay 100% of the blame at the feet of Capital and just say this is entirely the profit motive's fault. There's no way Jagex could have fixed this. If only they had had 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to resolve the Tsar storyline or the Dwarf storyline or the Cave Goblin storyline, that only then they could have achieved it. And it's because their bosses made them turn out a Grandmaster quest every couple months. Given how everything else is going wrong in RS3 in this era, it could be that that's part of it. It could be that they were on a tight release schedule and they're being asked to do the impossible. They're being asked to follow up Chosen Commander, tie it off in a nice bow, integrate it into the whole 6th Age crap, integrate it in with a world event that was limited time only that was going to generate FOMO to get people to play the game. All that stuff probably didn't help. But to be fair, like, I don't think that Jagex artists are unimpeachable, that they can't make any mistakes, and that the only time things suck is when the executives make mistakes. I think legitimately they just bit off more than they could chew with a lot of this stuff. They got really ambitious with the storyline. They got really ambitious with trying to do this choice-based thing, and it didn't work in the game. It didn't work in the limitations that they had. And I think it's so interesting to see that old school RuneScape has almost never misstepped with that when it comes to quests. And that can only be because of one of two things. It could be both things, that they've learned their lesson, that they can look back and see, oh, wow, some of this stuff was a disaster in RuneScape 3. We shouldn't do it that way. Or it's just that that game is insulated from capital. So they have unlimited time to make the next Grandmaster quest. There is no release schedule that they have to put it out or they're going to get fired. It's probably a combination of both. The super early quests in RuneScape from like 2000 to 2008 or so feel very amateurish in a charming way. It's like a middle school dungeon master, I've described it in some cases. But then after 2008, it's like, okay, you guys should know what you're doing by now, but you're biting off way more than you can chew, and you don't really understand what your limitations are. I know from old school that they got there eventually. They learned those lessons eventually. And we have done good quests since The World Wakes. Like One of a Kind was a great quest. I enjoyed it. We're just in this really like tumultuous period now where a lot of these quests are really getting on my nerves. Yeah, so that's a long way to say the Mighty Fall sucked. I didn't like it. That concludes the episode. That was a fucking doozy, you guys. Next week is finally, after over a year and a half and me being close to maxed, Plague's End. We're finally going to get to Prif. I've been looking forward to Plague's End for a long time. I think it's going to be the most substantial quest reward in the game up to this point. I don't think I've done anything else that comes close to how valuable this is going to be for the account. I think in my very first episode when I streamed this game, I said I wanted to see how they handled the elf storyline, since I know Song of the Elves in old school RuneScape is a divergence from this game. And having heard that the Chosen Commander writer is the one who did Plague's End makes me especially excited to do it. So next week I think is going to be a good episode. You're going to not hear me complain as much, I hope. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.